Ended up taking his back and choking him out. And I just like, wow, I can't believe that all happened. And all that drilling paid off. That's when drilling became.
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
Yeah, whoever created that, they should kill that person. I don't know. I don't like that whole concept. Anyways, April 22nd, man, Las Vegas. You go to the Apex. You and
No.
Ricky Glenn throw
Oh,
down.
yeah. Oh, you mean last one? Yeah, last one.
Yeah, the last one. You know, I want to start there. You know what I mean? Because we gotta, build it up, right? Build up the next one. So we build up the next one with the last one.
Yeah.
And then, that left hook, man, that was really, really nasty. You talked about it after the fight about how you guys were drilling it and your coaches was telling you the left hook, the left hook. How many times has that happened to you in a fight where you're drilling something in camp and that exact thing comes out during the fight and you get the finish or you get the win?
I mean, maybe a couple times, but the one that I specifically remember most, it happened at my first win in the UFC. I was fighting a guy who wasn't that experienced on the ground as a striker, and I knew I could crush him on the ground. So that's when I first started training with Jiva Santana, and he was making me drill, takedown, 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 and then once I get to the mount, how to pin, take the back, and choke, and just drilling that, pin the arm, take the back, choke. It got to the point where I was like, I don't want to go to practice. I don't want to do this. And you know what I mean? But, dude, I'm no joke. I go in. It was another flawless victory. I go, land a punch, take him down, get mount, end up taking his back and choking him out. And I just like, wow, I can't believe that all happened. And all that drilling paid off. That's when drilling became something I got to do a lot more of. You know what I mean? That's when I believed in it. But yeah, it's great when it turns out good after you drill it a lot in practice.
Definitely, man. It turned out really, really well for you against Ricky Glenn. And then they gave you the performance bonus. You didn't know during the post-fight interview, but they told you after, like, it doesn't come at a better time, right, for you? Because
No.
I remember you talking about your honeymoon and everything. I mean, those things cost a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thankfully, I this fight kind of interrupted the honeymoon, so I had to push
Oh,
it. So I'm going about five. I'm flying out 5 days after my fight, 5 or 6 days after my fight. So I had to move it a little bit. So I get to get another one before the honeymoon, get a little bit more money.
okay.
Hopefully, another performance bonus, and then I'll be really having fun.
Yeah, we might see you on a yacht or something, right? I think you said you were gonna go to
Shit,
Greece.
the sky's the limit. You never know. You know what I mean? It all depends
Yeah,
how this fight goes.
definitely, definitely. Well, that fight, man. You're coming off back-to-back losses. I think the second time in your career where you had back-to-back losses, you've never lost three in a row.
No.
And you go in there and get the job done, man. Your job could have been on the line. I think you talked about it as well. Was your mind kind of playing tricks on you a little bit, like mentally heading into the fight because there's so much on you, so much pressure? Or how do you block that out if you don't?
You definitely think about it a lot. It's definitely been in your mind the whole time, like, but it kind of does something to me where it like makes me buckle down and get as serious as I can get, train as hard as I can. Because the last time it happened to me when I lost two in a row, the fight after that, Dana White was there, and I had another huge knockout. So both times I lost two in a row, my back was against the wall a little bit. I come out with some huge knockouts, so I don't know if that just like makes me get super serious and dialed in, but basically during my last camp, I'm just trying to replicate everything that went on that camp. Just stay super focused, grind, and try to win practices and try to come out on top and try to win rounds. Don't just try to survive practice and hopefully every fight can be like that. So, but yeah, my back definitely feels against the wall, and it does add a little different kind of pressure, but I always figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah, you definitely do, man. And you've been very open about how your transition to Kill Cliff FC and how it took you some time to get into the motion of things and competing in practice and stuff like that. And this was your first win with the coaching staff, with the
Yeah.
team. Man, it must have been crazy to feel that like that
Oh.
first victory because you made the whole move from the West Coast to the East Coast. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that
Definitely,
went on.
definitely, definitely. Moving out was definitely a big challenge. It was harder than I expected. I'm usually just go with the flow kind of guy, and I can adapt pretty easily. But just being away from everybody, not having any connections, it was definitely some getting used to. And then going to the gym and just just everything being new, you know what I mean? And then coming off 2 back-to-back losses, it's like they're probably like, "Who is this guy, bro? I thought he was good," you know. So coming out on top with the huge win definitely changes things and definitely makes me feel good and got me hyped up for what's next.
Talking about, what's next. You go from a longtime vet to a young prospect and Daniel Zellhuber. What do you think about him in the stylistic matchup?
I think he's a good striker. I think he has there's a lot of hype around him and whatnot. But I think he's young and inexperienced, and we'll see how he does with some deep waters, because I want to see how he does when the guy comes after him a little bit. Like, because obviously that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to bring him the fight, and I haven't got to see too much as anybody bringing him the fight a little bit. So he had a pretty decent good fight with Lando. Good fight. I mean, he lost against Trey, and I feel like he's good, but he still like has a lot of holes in his game. And like I said, he's young, and I feel like I've matured and I've made those mistakes. I was in the UFC when I was 24 years old, and I've had to learn the hard way and find out the hard way. And I feel like I fixed a lot of those mistakes, and I feel like I'm just gonna be the more mature fighter in there, and I'll be making the more like the right decisions.
So you're planning on giving him the veteran beatdown. You know what I mean? Like that's what this matchup is, right? It's like vet versus prospect. Like, can you hang?
Pretty much.
Can
Yeah,
you
yeah.
hang with the guys that are coming up, the younger generation, versus can he hang with the vets that are already established, right? That's what this matchup is.
Exactly. I mean, I'm in my prime. You know what I mean? I'm a vet, but I've been doing this a long time. I'm still young. I still got a lot of juice in me. So, I know he's gonna bring the fight and Mexican Independence Day, but I'm the Spartan. I go on enemy territory all the time, and I prevail. I always do well. So I'm ready.
Zellhuber, man, so he's 6'1", 77-inch reach. Have you fought anybody that long and tall before?
No, nah, I don't think that tall. But I mean, Ricky Glenn was what, 6 foot, so it wasn't too much. I don't know what his reach was, but I think Zellhuber is definitely gonna be the longest reach that I fought. But I've been working a lot with Mickey Gall. He's pretty tall, pretty long. So just been working on getting the inside. And you take him down, height don't mean nothing.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're
You
right,
know what I
man. When you
mean?
take them
So
down, it doesn't mean anything,
we'll see how his
especially with the
ground's gonna
skills that
hold
you
up.
have.
I
Especially with
really
the
want
skills
to.
that you have.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how his ground holds up, because I haven't got to see too much of him on the ground. I might have to look at some footage and try to go dive in a little bit. But we'll test his ground and we'll see how good he is there.
Yeah, and another thing that's important too is like you get a matchup, right? And then you go into camp, and then you have to figure out, okay, a game plan, and and then start executing like techniques and combinations and whatnot, right, to prepare for that opponent. How have you progressed through this camp? Have you seen a difference between the start to now? Of course, you've seen a difference, but like, what
Yeah.
kind of differences have you seen?
This camp kind of went a lot like the last camp. Just going out there and pretty much the same game plan that I had as Ricky Glenn. Nothing different. I just want to go out there, make him feel my strikes, let him know I'm here to fight, and use my wrestling if I feel like he's getting, if I feel like I'm in any danger at all, or if I feel like there's a great opportunity, I'll take it to the ground, beat him up there a little bit, try to catch a submission, definitely try to finish him. And so this camp, I've just been doing that, definitely working on perfecting my game, finding my right shots, taking people down, working my cardio, because I'm expecting a war. So yes, but from the start of camp till now, I've seen a huge difference just on my feints and getting in the inside and moving my feet well. So yeah, it's been going good.
Yeah, and your team, Killcliff, it's a massive team. And outside of Mickey Gall, who else has been very vital for you?
Mickey, this kid Landon, he's pretty tall. He fights for LFA. Then my roommate actually, Antonio Caruso, he fought for one championship. I think he's like just under 6 foot, about 6 foot. Another taller guy I was going with, a lot of good jiu-jitsu. So I've been working with him mainly, just doing a lot of rounds with him, but moving with Mickey Gall on the feet, and then this kid Landon, and then obviously I'm mixing around with other people, but I was just trying to stick with the taller guys more than anything. There's this kid James at the gym too, but everyone's really good and tough. So yeah, just been getting a lot of good looks.
Yeah, shout out to Antonio Caruso, man. I've known him for a little bit,
Oh
and
no way. Okay,
followed him
okay.
through his journey from coming up in Australia, fighting for one championship. I think he's
Oh,
signed
that's
with
awesome.
PFL now, right? If I'm
He
not
he did the Challenger Series with PFL. He
okay.
lost that fight, but now he's about to fight for a title for I think Solid as a
Oh,
Rock in Alaska.
Okay.
So he's
Nice.
gonna get back in the win column and see where he goes from there. But he's been
Yeah.
helping a lot this camp.
When you talk to him, his accent is different from other Australians. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, definitely. He mumbles a lot too when he talks, so he's hard to understand
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's like you talk to Martin. He's from Sydney, and I believe
Way
Antonio's
different.
from like Adelaide or
Adelaide, yeah.
somewhere. Yeah, Adelaide, right? He'll probably tell you that he's from Adelaide, but like it's different.
Way different. They call them wogs, just the Italian Australian. They're
Yeah,
different than the other
yeah,
Australians. Apparently,
yeah,
that's what they say.
yeah. It's cool. It's cool, man. Shout out to him. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what do you think's gonna happen in this fight, man? I think that when you look at styles, you're more well rounded. Let's just be open about it. And it almost seems like you've created your striking into something that you could use, but then you have your ground game in your back pocket, so you can mix it up anytime you really want to against a prospect like him. What do you see
Exactly.
in this fight?
That's what I pretty much I see. I see me coming out there trying to land some big shots early. See how he deals with some pressure. If he starts giving me a lot of pushback, like starts banging with me, then I'm gonna maybe take him down and let him see how he fights down there. But get him a little tired. Make him use his strength. I feel like I'm gonna be the stronger guy, and so I feel like I'm gonna make him work for everything. And just if I see the finish, take it because I want to go in there and finish him. I want to make a statement against a young prospect, but I know he's tough, and I know he has something to prove on Mexican Independence Day, and Mexicans don't go out easy. So,
Yeah.
I want to go for the finish, but I feel like it's going to be somewhat of a war, and just I feel like you're going to see my skills just be a bit more mature than his.
Yeah, the Mexican crowd, they love wars, and that crowd is going to be predominantly Mexican, man.
Yeah,
That's going to be cool too, right? To be able to walk in and just have like people going crazy.
I love it. I love it. I'm actually thinking about. I'm still on the fence. They haven't asked me my walkout song yet, but I've been wanting to walk out to Hulk Hogan's walkout song. I am a real American, but then I don't want to do that on Mexican Independence Day. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck. I might have
Yeah,
to hold off to the next one then.
yeah.
So
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a crazy opportunity to fight in front of that crowd, man, and I think like you have that honeymoon power, like you got your honeymoon coming up, so you got that power, like you got to get that money, right? You got to
yeah,
get that funds.
we're gonna start trying for kids too on our honeymoon. So I got a
Damn.
future baby. I got to
Yeah,
start thinking about as well. So a lot going on. A lot to fight
yeah.
for this fight.
Are you gonna like chill out for the rest of the year after this fight, since you do have your honeymoon, or do you feel like
Uh,
after the honeymoon I'm getting back into it, like December? Let's try to get one in.
Depends how the fight goes. If it's a war, maybe take the rest of the year off. If I get another finish, or not that much
Mhm.
damage happens, I could probably squeeze one in December, early December would be nice. I'm here to fight. It's my job, so I just if I can if my body's nice and good, I'll just keep fighting.
All right. Yeah, man, you got to, man. It's your job. You got to make money, or maybe you might go to Greece and never come back. It's just too nice over
Yeah.
there. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm staying here. My family, I'm gonna raise them there.
I mean, the dream is for the UFC to go to Greece someday. That'll be
Oh
awesome.
yeah, they were talking about, but this is not Greece. But they were talking about trying to put that Zuckerberg Elon Musk fight in the
Oh, and the
Coliseum.
Coliseum. Yeah, but now Elon's trying to back out. I don't know what's going on with that.
Nah, I think it's just all talk, man. They're just trying to create headlines, and you know how
Yeah,
the world works
yeah.
nowadays, right? It's just you just say stuff
Buzz,
to
clout.
exactly, exactly. Anyways, man, there's no buzz. Well, there is buzz, but I'm saying like the cloud's not gonna help you when you step into that octagon, man. September 16th, Las Vegas. Christos, thank you so much for the time, man.
No
Always
worries. Hey,
good
thanks for
catching
having me
up.
on. Hey, thanks for the call, man. And I'm excited for this one. So if you guys want to watch some fireworks, tune in. I think I'm the first fight on the main card. So let's go.